Todd Rugere, thanks so much for coming on. I want folks to hear what it is that you are doing. You have just wrapped up a Massachusetts beer tour where you raised $40,000 for cancer research. You had a beer in 351 towns in the state of Massachusetts, and now you're going to plan to do this in Connecticut. But let's first talk about why you started doing this in the first place.
Okay, I was sitting at work one day and I said, I wonder if I could name
The day job is what?
I work for a mutual fund company.
Okay.
I was trying to think if I could name all the towns, and I was writing them down on a piece of paper, and a few days later I realized I didn't even have half the towns. So I looked at a map and I saw the crazy town names. I've lived in Massachusetts my whole life.
In Grafton?
Yeah, almost 40 years. And I'm looking at the town names, Florida, Peru, and I found it absolutely fascinating. I wanted to go to each one of these towns, and I thought I can have a beer in all of them and raise money for children's cancer at the same time.
So about 1,000 beers, we should say.
Probably about that, yeah.
Okay. What are your family and friends saying, and how is it that you are keeping your day job and doing this?
My family and friends were actually really proud of me. They couldn't believe I did something like this. And when I said that I'm going to do Connecticut now, I kind of have mixed reactions.
Because they're like, isn't Massachusetts enough?
Exactly.
You need to do this again. Tell me some of the stories that happened to you as you were tasting the beers in these 351 towns in Massachusetts.
Well, about my first 40 or 50 towns, I was just kind of alone, going into places, got a couple of donations here and there. I remember people said, how much do you think you're going to raise? I said, maybe 2,000 to 5,000. And then once I started getting some media attention, people started bringing their kids with cancer to bars. One bar raised $7,000. People just kept showing up. People were really supporting me. It was unbelievable.
Now, the money's going to go to Yale New Haven Hospital at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have cancer in your family at all? I mean, why cancer research?
For me, it was just watching the commercials, and I realize now I'm probably like the only person that doesn't know someone that has cancer. I just saw the commercials and I wanted to help, but every time I go somewhere, I have people coming up to me saying, I have cancer, or my kid has cancer, or my parents. It affects everyone.
So you're looking for sponsors as you embark on Connecticut, is that correct? I mean, how are you doing this? Because you're not getting paid to do it.
Right. I mean, I have a regular day job. I do this in my spare time, which people can't believe. Two Roads, they're helping me out. They're going to be my sponsor.
Out of Stratford?
Yes, I'm going to be drinking at Two Roads in every town. I mean, there are going to be other towns that I want to try all the Connecticut beers. I'm going to be drinking all sorts of Connecticut beers the whole time.
Now, there's a lot of microbreweries in the state of Connecticut, and which is awesome, and they're going to want to have you there. The thing that I think is interesting about what you are doing is it's kind of a business model. You're coming in and you're becoming a personality, an icon, a Jared, if you will, from Subway, and you're getting folks into a small business, and they are giving you money to help folks with cancer. Which is an awesome plan.
Right. Most places, I don't really like to go around and ask for money for it, so I do a unique way of raising money. I'll try to get raffle prizes from either breweries or distributors or local businesses. So by the time I get to the restaurants, we'll have all sorts of raffle prizes. So people just look at it like they're buying raffles, and at the end of the night, I'll get a check to give to the Children's Hospital.
It's just great. How do people know where you're going to be over the course? And you said January 10th. You think you're gonna kick this off in the state of Connecticut.
We think the kickoff is going to be January 10th at Two Roads in Stratford.
Okay.
I'll let everyone know. It'll all be on my website.
Which is what?
My website's going to be CT Portor, and that will be up in a couple days. And then my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, all the same, CT Portor.
Spell that for me, because you have a Massachusetts accent.
Yeah, it's CT space Pour space Tour.
Okay, awesome. Now, you brought this with you, and this is a little ball that you probably got at a dime store, right?
Right.
And somehow, if we can get a shot of this, and I didn't ask that ahead of time, but there is every town in Connecticut on here, all 169 towns, beautifully written out, and no spaces left. How did you do this? And you should sell these.
Right. I just tried to keep it fun. When I was in Massachusetts, everyone unbelievably welcoming. It was crazy. People would show up places saying, I've been following you from the beginning, and I'm at my 330th town, and they said, I've been following you since town 1, and I needed to come meet you. Most of them would have a check for me to give to the Cancer Institute. So I would have prizes, raffles, giveaways, and I had a ball like that for Massachusetts, and I would say, try to find your town on here within 30 seconds. I'll give you a prize. So I did the same thing for Connecticut.
What are you finding now? You haven't started your tour yet. We're taping this in early December. What have you found so far from folks in Connecticut? They're like, please, you got to come. I mean, what have you heard so far?
Well, when I first decided to do Connecticut, I actually didn't even think beer was popular in Connecticut.
Oh, come on.
I was thinking, I mean, are there breweries there? I couldn't believe when I found there was almost 30 breweries, and everyone just wants to already be part of it. I had, I think, 500 Twitter followers about a month ago, and now I have almost 3,000. People keep contacting me, say, come to our place, we'll set something up for you. I had a bicycle place, they want to do a spin class for me and charge everyone $50, and they're going to donate the money. I'm going to go to a bar after and have a beer. I had a boxing ring place call me. They wanted boxing matches for my Meriden beer, a Milford beer. So all sorts of unique ideas. Every bar does something different.
Now, you're married. Mm-hmm. You have a baby.
Yeah.
So you're on sort of hiatus sometimes from baby duty.
Right.
And this is okay.
Yeah, I need to balance it.
You have to balance it. What do you hope comes out of all of this in the end? I mean, it seems to me that you might have a different job by the time you finish this. And if you just do 2 states, there might be other New England states that want you, or now California is a really big state, and Texas is a really big state. It might take you 2 years to get through that.
Yeah.
But where do you think this is going?
I mean, my goal is to raise more money than Massachusetts. That's my short-term goal.
40,000, we should say.
Yes, and I mean, I would love to be in marketing, advertising. That's my goal. I'd like to go somewhere with the creative idea that I came up with.
Well, it seems to me that you are an entrepreneur already. As a kid, were you like this?
Yeah, I've always been like this.
Describe.
I've always just had crazy ideas for everything. I mean, when I got engaged, I hired child actors. We made a movie about my wife and I's our lives together. We played at the movie theater. It was the sneak previews.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the crowd was packed and they were watching and wondering what's going on.
And she had no idea.
No, but I've just always just kind of had wacky ideas, and this.
Keep going with them, because this is working. This is raising great money for
Right.
kids. Let me hear some of the stories as you embark. And we should say that you went to the islands.
Right.
You went to Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard. And how did that go?
I mean, there's 6 towns. People just think I just probably went to the vineyard real quick. There's 6 towns there, and they're not close together. So I actually had a hotel contact me, said, when you come to the vineyard, make sure you stay with us. So, I mean, I had this place that cost hundreds of dollars a night that wanted to put me up. I had a ferry that took me there, so I had to take a bus to each stop. And then Nantucket, I had another ferry take me over there for free. So.
Are there favorite stories that when you embarked on the state of Massachusetts that you can share with us about, as you were sitting back and thinking, okay, I'm 6-9 months into this, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, wow? Are you thinking what I'm learning, the folks I'm helping? Give me some stories about what happened.
Mostly it's just the people I'm meeting. It's amazing. And some people have already contacted me and said, you know, in Connecticut, there's some towns without bars. And I know that because in Massachusetts, it was about 40. There's about 40 towns without bars, and I would actually, instead of just crossing the border and drinking a beer, I would never do that. I had people invite me over to their house for cookouts. I would show up at all these houses. They would have a whole day planned.
And they're like, hi, Todd, how you doing?
I would just pull up, and one place had a cribbage tournament for me. One place had a concert. They had a band come. I mean, a lot of these towns out there, only 300-400 people in it. Everyone knows each other. Some guy took me for a boat ride on Goose Pond in Terringham, Mass. Going to the places that don't have bars is the best. I mean, I had a beer with a donkey, a llama. People wanted me to always drink with their farm animals for some reason.
And I think I said to you, I said, you should keep these stories because I think it would be a fabulous book of just the little things that you're collecting along the way.
Right.
And the kids that you're helping as well is just awesome. So it's making you a much different person than I think you were.
Oh, definitely.
So you didn't think we had lots of breweries down here in Connecticut. What are you anticipating you're going to find here?
It's just people love beer. It's amazing how many people contact me and saying, you got to go to this brewery. People want to know where I'm going in their town. People, if they live in town, they contact me. Where are you coming here? They're just interested to know where I'm going to be in their town. So every person, I meet every single person that contacts me. It's crazy. People contact me and say, when you're in this town, meet me at this place. I keep good notes. When I'm going to that town, I'll look at my notebook and say, I got to write this person on Twitter. I'm going to be at this bar. It's just fun meeting people.
And at the end of the day, when you're done with Connecticut, do you think there's anything left with you that you can do more states? Or you're just going to see if you have a brand new job and you're head of a marketing firm, or you're just going to play it by ear?
I'm gonna play it by ear. I mean, I already have been contacted by a brewery in Vermont, and I almost was gonna do Vermont. Then I said, well, this took me every day for 9 months. I'd rather do a smaller state. So Connecticut is about 2/3 the size of Vermont town-wise. So, I mean, I would be open to doing another state, but I guess we'll see.
We're very friendly.
Right.
Todd Rugere, I wish you luck. I hope you double the amount of money that you made in Massachusetts. I hope it's $80,000 for cancer research. Good luck. Let me hear from you so we know where you are. And thanks for coming on.
All right, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.